Okay, so you have your Sega Master System in all of its Sega glory, the original Sega. Great game titles like the original Sonic the Hedgehog. You have the Sega Mega Drive, formerly known as the Genesis, with great games such as Sonic the Hedgehog, 8-bit Sonic, 16-bit Sonic, 8-bit Sonic, 16-bit Sonic. Your Sega collection could not get any better. Well, it could. We'll put the Master System off for 1 second and we'll introduce an adapter for the Sega Genesis. The Model 1 Mega CD. Now this thing is good and bad in its own behalf. You get the Model 1 Sega and you just clamp it on. Now you have a big behemoth monstrosity of a game console. And you can still play Sonic the Hedgehog as well as a few Sega Mega CDs like Lethal Enforcers, Soul Feces, or even Sonic CD, debatably the best Sonic game in the world. So, we have this entire great collection of Sonic games on our two favourite Sega systems. And a new partner in crime. We want to hook this all up to the one TV. We don't want to leave this lovely, collection astray. So let's go ahead and hook it up. So of course you'll need a power strip, of course, because this is going to be 2 plugs. Oh wait, no, 3 plugs. The Sega CD unfortunately has its own power supply. Now that is a bad thing on its own, because not only is it an adapter for the Sega CD, it won't work without the Sega CD. You can see it has a connector at the side of it. The Model 1 Sega Genesis had a connector at the side. They would have to make contact. This is not just sitting on top of it as a display. This would not work without the Sega Mega Drive, which is a bad thing because it uses its own power supply. Okay, fair enough. Its own power supply, it's another plug. So I have the 3 plugs here. So we have the Sega Mega Drive plug. We have the Sega CD plug. And we have the Sega Master System plug. Make sure you know which one is which. I have them labelled, as you can see: Sega MS, Master System, Sega CD, CD, Sega MD, Mega Drive. Your basic power strip. So, okay, let's go ahead. We got the, I want the Sega Mega Drive because that takes up Mega Drive then. Okay, and what else? We want the CD as well, so we'll put the CD in here like so, and oh crap. We'll put this in. We'll put this at the end actually, yeah. And you might want a Master System in because you want to play some great games in the Master System as well too. So we'll put that in. No, okay, we'll put this. Yeah. Okay, we'll try one thing. We'll put this put this at the end here. Maybe this will go in the end like so. No. This is a fail. This is an epic fail on Sega's behalf. They knew that they fucked this up. These huge box things are the biggest fail in any Sega system. Like these boxes are huge. And why does the CD have to run off its own power supply? It's attached to the frickin' console. Can that just be its own independent adapter? Why does it need a power supply? And why these box things? These box things are stupid. Even the Nintendo has a standard plug and a box hanging off midway in the plug. This thing is stupid. There's no way around it. These basic power strips, unless you know any other power strip that has more spaced apart, these power strips are crap in relation to these. They won't fit. That is an epic fail. Really, an epic fail. Now I have no way of hooking up all these 3 things. That means every time I want to play my Master System, I'll have to unplug something and replug it. Anytime I want to play my Sega Mega Drive, I'll have to unplug something and plug something in. I want to keep all these things plugged in all together. I'm swapping in and out of games. I want to play original Sonic, I want to play some first gen Sonic, some second gen Sonic. There must be a way around. This thing is just fail. But there is a way around it. And the best thing about it is, you don't even need a Sega Master System. You want to play old school Sonic, you don't even need a Sega Master System. So we're going to put this aside for a while. Behold the Sega Mega Drive Power Base Converter. So, we have our CD, we have our Sega CD, our Sega Genesis, now we have our Sega Power Base Converter. So now we've got a bigger colossal mess of the Sega console. Really, this thing is just huge. It weighs a friggin' ton. 3 things, and the good thing is, I'll take it off now. Look at this, look. No power supply. That is not a power supply, that's a hole, unless power comes through there. No, it goes into the standard 16-bit card input of the Genesis, Mega Drive, whatever. Pops in, and then you can get your Sonic the Hedgehog and play it. Which means now I can get the Sega Master System power adapter and throw it away, or put it in the drawer, or hook my Master System up to another TV. I have a Master System on this already. So that means Sega Mega Drive and Sega CD can breathe. And that means we don't need an independent power supply to play an 8-bit Master System game. And that to me is really, really cool. Let's look at the features that this thing has. Okay. So it's pretty similar to the standard Master System on the Sega. I'll take a look at this now, move all this cluster out of the way. Okay. So here we have the Master System, and here we have the Power Base Converter. Looking at them, they look nothing like each other. The Master System is long and wide, this is nice and circular. They both have the same button layout. They have a pause button on the console itself, not on the controller. They don't have a reset button. The reset button will be taken from the Sega Mega Drive itself. They both have a card input. This one has a dust tray. Now this one does have a dust tray, unfortunately it's snapped off, so I have no way of getting the dust out of this thing, so a lot of blowing will be involved. Blowing. I wonder if you put that on top of that, would that be 16-bit, would it be? No, okay. Worth a try. There's no controller inputs. The controller inputs would go on the Sega Genesis itself. Mega Drive. You live in Europe, call it the Mega Drive. And the best thing about it is, if you still want to live, if you still want to be old school, we'll get the Sega Mega Drive back over here. Come here. We'll plug this on top, like so. You're thinking, alright, I have a Master System, I'm playing a Master System game, but I don't want to use the Mega Drive controller. No problem. We'll plug in the Master System controller, because the Master System controller and the Mega Drive controller have the same input. So now you can play your Mega Drive games with a Master System controller, or Master System games with a Mega Drive controller. It does the same thing. And that to me is an epic win. Fuck that power thing. Fuck these brick things. Get yourself one of them. It saves so much room on that. And now that's free. You can hook that up to another TV if you want, or keep it as a collectible. And you never have to unplug or detach anything. Well, the only thing you'd have to detach would be, well, if you want to play a Sega Genesis game, take this off. It comes off very easily. Think of it like a big oversized game. Take it off, plug back in Sonic, and now you're still playing 16-bit Sonic with a Master System controller. That is good in my books.